right, so NBA. So back to the NBA there. So NBA award season is coming up here. So interesting season in the NBA is as far as that. The much maligned NBA, a lot of media criticism of the league so far this year. But so let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the National Basketball Association this year as far as awards. So last week we went over who the best teams were. Now we're going to tell you who should win these awards. These are not predictive of what is going to happen, but if I was to go ahead and give out these awards, this is who I would give them to if I had the awards. Number 3, I have Zach Edey of the Grizzlies. This is almost honorary considering the fact that Edey, a lot of people didn't think he could play in the NBA. He actually stayed an extra year at Purdue to do it. But Edey, I think, is a space eater. That's still a place in the league, somebody who's at the rim, guards the rim, double figures in points. And I think it was like 8. I think it was like 8 rebounds a game. So started all year for the Grizzlies as well. I definitely think it's a bright future. Him and Jalen Wells are 2 really good young players there for the Grizzlies. I have Zach Edey. Sarr, I think it was kind of an incomplete because he didn't play all year long. So it's interesting to see with Sarr because he didn't play all year as well. Interesting to see what's happening there with Sarr. I think going forward, maybe he's the best player. But Stephon Castle, I think, was outstanding in UConn last year and outstanding with the Spurs. I think the more he played, the better he looked. The more he played, the better he looked. Go ahead and call him.
I don't know which one it is.
It's 7-Eleven. Come here.
Where?
We're doing this live. We're getting 7-Eleven.
Yes, but which one?
On Martinsburg Pike.
Yeah, you have to pick whichever one.
1511 Martinsburg Pike.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and 7-Eleven, you on camera right now because you didn't bring my pizza like you was supposed to. So yes, you on camera right now in the middle of my screen. All right, so back to business. Offer the pizza. JB Bickerstaff for the Pistons, former son of the coach of the former Wizards coach Bernie Bickerstaff, coach of the year. I have him at 3rd. I think Ime Udoka is an outstanding coach. Despite all the issues he had with the Celtics and Neil Long and whatever else happened there, he can coach. His teams win. I think he's done a fantastic job with the Rockets. And I don't think the Rockets have a lot of great players, but he's actually taken them to one of the best records in the West. Kenny Atkinson is the coach of the year. I think you got to give it to Kenny Atkinson. They're going to be first in the East. I think probably have the home court. They have the home court in the East. I think it's been a really good job for him. This is hard though. I think it's a very good case for all of these coaches. Defensive Player of the Year, Domantas Sabonis of the Kings, I think is that leading the league in defensive rebounding as well. Physical guy, opponent that he is. I think Sabonis, I think, is really good. It's 1 and 2 is very hard. Evan Mobley, I think, is one of the better defensive players in the NBA. Rim protector, great on ball, and I think he's great around the rim. So when you have a guy like 6'10", like him with his size, I think very impressed with Evan Mobley. I think he may actually win the award. I'm giving it to Dyson Daniels. Daniels is incredible to me. I think like 3 steals a game. That's just incredible. Just watching him take. Just every game, taking the ball away 3 times, getting points off of rebounds, getting the ball into the front court, creating offense for himself and his teammate. I think that's the defensive player of the year. That's what making an impact on defense is. I think Daniels has had the biggest impact there. 6th man of the year. This is pretty easy. Nasir Reed, I think, has had a good year off the bench for the T-Wolves. look, not a lot of points to go around if you're playing on the same team with the Ant-Man Anthony Edwards as well. DeAndre Hunter has been good as well. The Cavs have a lot of depth. So good showing out here on a team that has a lot of depth. But Peyton Pritchard stole the show with his three-point shooting for the Celtics. No question about it for me. This was probably the easiest one. I had to put 3. But Peyton Pritchard shooting from the outside all around. Kevin McHale is somewhere smiling, watching Peyton Pritchard light it up from the outside. So shout out to him getting that squared away. Josh Giddey, most improved player. Josh Giddey, especially down the stretch here, I think is been really good. So I had to really look at Josh Giddey, having him at least in the discussion for most improved. Still young player coming along. Dyson Daniels, I mean, we already talked about him. A phenomenal defensive player. I think his offense is growing as well. Cade Cunningham, I'm going to give most improved. I struggle with the fact that his stats, he got better, but he's been good, but the team is better. That's the thing. He's now at the point, now he's the type of player to make his teammates better around him and contribute to winning. So I think that's a factor when you talk about most improved. Also to how is the team improved. So that's the thing. Cade Cunningham, again, I got no problem if you want to give it to Dyson Daniels. I think Dyson Daniels may win the award simply because the scoring average has went up so dramatically, defense, etc. But Cade Cunningham, I got no problem with giving it to Cade Cunningham. Everything. Some are going to say Giannis. I'm not going to. The record's not good enough for me, to be MVP of the league. That's not going to work. It's good. He's been great. Certainly in the second half, he's been terrific. But that's not to be MVP of the league. I'm going to say Tatum. I think this has been, maybe you could argue, Tatum's best season. I think this is now him. He is in the front. It was Tatum and Brown. It's Tatum. Tatum is the guy in Boston. Celtics, he's had to carry the load for them. So I definitely think Tatum. Nikola Jokic, if you want to say he's MVP, I don't have a big problem with that. Kind of like Tatum, he's had to carry more of the load in Boston. So in Denver, rather. Murray not playing as well. Coach got fired, etc. So a lot of it, but Nikola Jokic is still Nikola Jokic. Had a 60-point game this year with a 60-point triple-double. So if that, but SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has been fantastic. I think he's best chest-to-chest defender I think I've seen in several years. Like his length really gets guys, really reminds me of the Michael Cooper when I see him on defense. And I think on offense, he's just lethal. Excellent fadeaway, excellent mid-range, can get to the basket. And I think he is, and I've got no player, the tiebreaker, the best player on the best team in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder. There you go. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the number 1 player in the league MVP. So there you go. Interesting to see what happens in the playoffs. We're going to be talking about it all through the playoffs. So now that we're actually in the playoffs, we're going to talk about it every week. We're going to talk about the NBA going forward. We're going to have a segment on it talking about interesting to see how my Lakers do. I think they're one of the best 5 teams in the NBA going into the playoffs as well. Nico Harrison had a presser today explaining the trade. Just don't even try it. Just don't even bother, bro. Don't even bother trying to even talk about that.